Also has signed a 5-year agreement with the Russian Federation to strengthen cooperation in higher education and scientific research. The memorandum was signed on Monday in Ouagadougou, focusing on academic exchanges, research collaboration, and skills development. The deal was signed by Burkina Faso's Minister of Higher Education, Ajima Tiombiano, and Natalia Krasovskaya. I hope I did not murder that name. Of Russia's Center for Public Diplomacy. It will support student and staff mobility, including university exchanges, internships, and summer schools aimed at building local expertise. Authorities say the agreement supports Burkina Faso's ongoing higher education reforms designed to align university training with labor market needs and national development goals. Russia has also expanded scholarship opportunities with more Burkinabé students expected to study in Russian universities. And
okay, that's an amazing one.
This agreement may, I think, let me not make any mistake. I'm trying not to make any mistake because this is geopolitics through education. That's the way I'm seeing it, kind of. Burkina Faso isn't just giving, signing a university exchange. I think it's making a statement about who truly shapes the future. That is what you were talking about in the other news about, that collaboration. If you have the skills and you can, and the knowledge, we have the workforce. And let's merge and see how we can, come together and see how we can propel this. And so I think Russia has long used education and scholarship as a soft power too. That's why I say it's kind of geopolitics through education. I'm not just seeing it from the educational lens. I'm seeing it from the political landscape a little, because Russia has always been on the news when it comes to education, when it comes to soft power play, especially in countries that redefining their global alliances,
And that's where they get the youth more.
Exactly. So I think I don't want to digress a little because of a report I saw that they are recruiting, is it Ukraine or Russia, that are recruiting Africans to come fight war for them. A report. Yes, that report came out late last year. I've forgotten where the report came out from, but if I remember, I think I'm going to share it. But training students today, I think, is how you can influence policy thinking tomorrow. Exactly. So I think it is a good step. And, Burkina Faso is under pressure from insecurity, and they are seeking alternatives from, depending on that traditional way of doing things, Western partners. They want to, see how they can diversify their options, and that's where I'm seeing this from. And I think their perspective here is a very strategic one. It makes a very strategic sense to me, because if your universities are misaligned with labor needs, they are misaligned with external partnerships that can fast track reform, then you'll be left behind somehow, just like Mary pointed out in the other news. So I think it's very, very strategic. But there's also always a but for me. I just fear the risk here, because I fear the risks of dependency. Okay. Because I always go back to, I want Africa for Africa by Africans. Africa that will do something for itself
by themselves.
I do not want that. Idea of dependency. We have held it for too long, and I think it's time to break away from it. Yes, break away with all of what we have. And I feel like, but when it comes to training models, when it comes to research priorities, when it comes to expanding knowledge, like I pointed out before, I still go back to that. I think it is still a good one. This is it's still a good one, but I don't just want national innovation quietly losing its local anchor. That's what I fear. That is what I fear. But education partnerships are very powerful, and I think this is a good one. We just retain control. But I think with Traoré, they are still going to remain in control, yes.
I love the partnership, because capturing youth these days is what is more interesting. When we're talking about the leaders of tomorrow, of course, you're going to train the leaders of tomorrow. And I like the fact that I'm seeing mobility here, including a university exchange, internship, and summer school aimed at building local expertise. That's an amazing one there, because in as much as we want to be Africans of ourselves, like you said, not being dependent, building for ourselves, coming out to stand out to say, oh, this is what we have been able to come up with. In as much as that is happening, I think partnership is another strong thing there that's going on. And I like the fact that in all of our news, or should I say some of our news, we've been talking about education. I'm liking the fact that this year there has been a power push when it comes to education. And I've seen the strong collaboration. I've seen that the governments are not seeing the needs, even if in other countries, of education, because it takes an educated person to think rightly.
Exactly.
And that will also reduce the rate of crime. I'm always emphasizing on crime. When people are educated, when you give them the right education and the right skills, they are meant to focus rightly. And I feel that this is a powerful build for the youth.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It is.